So the next bit of the video is where we're now going to work on actually including the portrait. Okay, so for this you're going to want to move your colour pencils aside and you're going to want to be working with a black colour pencil. So what I'm going to do, just so that it's easier for me to see where everything is, I'm just going to go and outline the face. Okay, so there you go. So you can see that I've got my portrait sketched in a little bit darker. So what we're going to do with this now is we're going to essentially do what we did to our portrait when we first started this project. So when we had a look at drawing each of the features and then shading it in, that's exactly what we're going to do here and now. So just off screen, I'm just giving my black pencil a little bit of a sharpen, so I've got a nice harsh point on it to create some lovely darker tones. And I'm going to start with the mouth. Okay, so the mouth, you can already see on the other side of the pop art, we're looking to make it darker around the edges, and also that line in the middle. So they're the parts where I'm pushing hardest, and then I'm coming out a little bit lighter because I know I'm going to need to blend that in. And I'll just go around the top edge the same. So I'll colour in one direction, push it quite hard with my pencil just to make those darker tones. More coming out, and we're making the lighter tones. I'm going to push lighter, but I'm going to curve upwards and shade in with this sort of curvy motion. That's going to make my lips look a little bit more 3D, and I'm actually leaving it lightest in the centre, and I'm sort of curving out from this black line again, creating some curvy lines to make it look like our lips are curving outwards and they are 3D. Okay, and I'll apply the same principle to the top here, so lighter pressure, curving out, and then again at the top, lighter pressure, curvy lines out. And I'm just going to give it a light little bit of shading just to sort of blend it all in and make our lips look 3D. Okay, so then once I've done that, that's our lips done. I can start to move on up to here. So I'm going to put a little bit of shading around this section here, and then I'm going to move on into the nose. Okay, so this is where it's going to be darkest because this is our nostril. It goes inside our head, so obviously that's going to be the darkest part, so I'm going to shade that in. And then I'm going to shade all the way around the edge of this part of our nose here with a sort of medium tone, so applying a medium pressure. And then I'm just going to start to add some tone around the nose. If you struggle, you can always go and look back at your original tone drawing that we did of portraits, or we could even play you the tutorials from those lessons to remind you about which areas should be dark and which areas should be light. But to be fair, as long as you sort of follow me on the video and do them in similar places, you can't go far wrong. Okay, so I've shaded down that side of the nose there as well, and I'm just going to come out lighter to blend it out. And then we're into the ear and the edge of the face. So obviously in here, again, this goes inside your head, so this is going to be darker, and then I'm coming up lighter as I come out. You can add some little bits of shading around the outside of that ear if you want to as well, just to give it a little bit more form. And the next part of shading we're going to focus on is going to be around the edge of the face. Okay, so what I like to do is underneath the mouth, coming down in a curve, I like to shade that in because it sort of makes it look like it gives us a bit more of a chin. Coming from the nose over here and sort of down towards the mouth, I like to shade that bit in because again that now makes us look like we've got cheeks. And this is probably where I'm shading my lightest as well, so I'm not pushing very hard at all now. And then I'm going to push even lighter to try and blend it out with the chin section like that. And again, I'm going to have a very, very light bit of shade in here on our top lip, just to tie all that together. So from your cheek, you want to come out to the side of the face, and we want a bit of shading there as well, to give our face a little bit of form. And to be fair, I think with mine I even need to join it in with that part of the nose there. Just try and make it look as face-like as possible. Okay, so once you've shaded those bits in, then I'm going to go underneath and I'm going to go under the chin. So obviously under the chin we'll cast a shadow as well. So I'm going nice and dark under there and darken that line up to get that all blended in. And then I'm going to come out lighter along the neck and start coming out with lighter pressure. Again, just to try and blend all that in. Try and make it look a little bit more 3D, realistic and lifelike. And then the last little bit, our clothes and our hair. So you'll notice that I've not put any graffiti in the hair, and that's for a very good reason, just because I don't want the whole thing to be sort of too overwhelmed with graffiti. So I would just go through treating my black pencil exactly the same as a toning pencil, creating some lighter and darker shades in the hair. I'd use the same principle with the clothes over here. I'd make it slightly darker over this side, and then start to bring it in lighter over here, perhaps even leaving this sort of middle section over here as a highlight, so that it looks different and separate, and you can see the colours of those graffiti bits underneath showing up. Okay, so I think I've given you enough of a demonstration there for you to be getting on with yours independently. I'm going to go through and finish mine, but I'll put it on a time lapse so you get to see it much faster.
I begin to